What if a god born of the collective will of humanity, forged in the fires of psychic eternity, suddenly awoke not on Terra, but within the cold, metallic void of the Halo universe? What if the Emperor of mankind, the undying guardian of the Imperium, found himself among the stars of a galaxy that had never known the Imperium's light? Would the Covenant bow before him as a god, or burn beneath his golden gaze? And what would humanity's fate be if its greatest protector met the UNSC? Stay till the end, because by the time we're done, you'll see how one being's arrival could rewrite the destiny of both universes. And there's a special bonus theory for those who watch to the end. The story begins not with fire, but silence, a fractured moment in the warp, where reality bends and time folds in on itself. The Emperor, locked for 10,000 years upon his golden throne, feels something different, a tremor through the psychic sea, a pulse that is not of the immaterium. For the first time in millennia, his eyes open not upon Terra, but upon an alien sky. A ringed world spins before him, the halo, the air hums with unfamiliar energy. His armor, ancient and divine, shimmers beneath the strange light of an artificial sun. He senses no chaos here, no warp, no demons, no corruption, and that terrifies him more than he dares admit. For the Emperor knows, the warp is the soul of reality. Without it, existence itself is but a hollow shell. Across the void, the UNSC Infinity detects a power surge unlike anything in recorded history. Energy readings off the charts, beyond Forerunner technology, beyond even slipspace comprehension. Commander Sarah Palmer stares at the data. That's not possible, she murmurs. No Forerunner tech reads like that. And then, he speaks. His voice cuts across dimensions, through the ship's comms, into the minds of every living being within range. I am the Emperor of mankind, he declares, and I have come to reclaim my children. For a brief moment, the galaxy stands still. The Covenant prophets halt their sermons. The flood quivers in its eternal hunger. Even Cortana's endless calculations falter as she tries to quantify what cannot be measured. A presence that defies logic itself. In that instant, the Halo universe realizes something ancient and terrifying. Divinity has arrived, and it bears the face of humanity. The Emperor's words ripple across the stars like thunder through a vacuum impossible, yet undeniable. In the command deck of the Infinity, silence reigns. Every officer, every soldier, every AI fragment tries to comprehend what they've just heard. Cortana, now interfaced with the ship's core, isolates the frequency, analyzing the impossible voice. It's not a signal, she whispers, it's consciousness. His will is transmitting through every particle of space itself. The Emperor stands upon the metallic plains of the Halo ring, his golden armor catching the faint light of the artificial sky. He gazes around ancient structures stretch endlessly, Forerunner design both alien and familiar. For a brief moment, his mind recalls the dawn of the Imperium humanity united, reaching for the stars before falling into darkness. But this is something different. This galaxy feels younger, untouched by the madness of the warp. It is pure, sterile, and dangerously naive. Miles away, a squad of UNSC Marines led by Master Chief himself approaches the anomaly. The reports had described a massive energy surge, but nothing about the figure standing at its center. When Chief's visor catches the first glimpse of the Emperor, he freezes. A golden figure, radiant yet still, surrounded by a faint shimmer of energy that bends reality itself. Identify yourself, Chief demands, voice steady but cautious. The Emperor turns, and for the first time in an age, he sees humanity unshackled by the Imperium's chains. Not broken, not enslaved, merely unaware of what they could become. His expression softens, almost imperceptibly. "You are my sons," he says. "You are humanity, though you know me not." Chief hesitates, Cortana's voice whispering in his helmet. "John, that's not a Forerunner. His armor, his energy readings, they are beyond comprehension. Be careful." But before the Spartan can respond, a shadow looms in orbit. The Covenant fleet. Prophet-led ships descend upon the halo ring, eager to claim whatever new power they've detected. Plasma flares streak through the heavens. The war drums of another crusade begin to echo. The Emperor raises his hand. A pulse of golden light bursts outward. Every plasma torpedo, every beam weapon in the sky stops mid-flight, frozen in time like dust in sunlight. The Covenant fleet hangs suspended, powerless before a will they cannot comprehend. The Master Chief takes an instinctive step back, gripping his rifle tighter. "What are you?" he mutters. The Emperor looks to the sky, voice calm and terrible. "I am what humanity was meant to become." In that moment, the UNSC witnesses not a man, not a myth, but a god. And as the halo rings hum in the distance, something ancient stirs within them, recognizing him. The halo ring shudders. Deep within its core, Forerunner systems' awakened protocols, untouched for 100,000 years, flicker to life. Across the surface, silent monoliths begin to glow with inscriptions never seen before, as if the ancient structure itself senses the arrival of something beyond its creator's comprehension. In orbit, the Covenant prophets stare in disbelief. "What heresy is this?" one hisses, clutching his jeweled staff. No mortal may command the heavens, but their words tremble with fear. The images transmitted from the surface show a being wrapped in light, halting fleets with thought alone. The younger elites murmur in awe, some whisper that perhaps this is the true divine they've sought for centuries. On the halo ring below, the Master Chief watches as the Emperor steps forward, every motion deliberate, regal, and filled with centuries of purpose. "These structures," the Emperor murmurs, running his gauntleted hand along the metallic wall. "A prison disguised as salvation. A monument built to preserve through destruction. Such irony." Cortana's voice breaks the moment. He knows what it is. He understands the halo array. Her tone carries both fascination and dread. "How?" Chief asks quietly. "Because." The Emperor replies before she can answer. "I have seen such arrogance before. The belief that annihilation is the only path to peace. The Forerunners were not gods. They were frightened children." A shockwave suddenly bursts through the ground. The Covenant has begun their assault. Drop pods rain from orbit, scattering troops across the surface. The silence of revelation turns into the chaos of war. Plasma fire ignites the air, echoing across the ring's endless horizon. Chief moves instinctively, his training taking over. "We need to move. UNSC reinforcements are inbound." But the Emperor doesn't move. Instead, he closes his eyes. For a heartbeat, the battlefield stills. Then, without gesture or weapon, he reaches into the minds of all present. The Covenant scream, clutching their heads as waves of psychic power tear through them. Reality bends. Gravity twists. Ships in orbit crack apart under invisible pressure. Chief stands frozen, watching the impossible unfold. Even for a soldier who has seen everything from the Flood to Forerunner gods, this feels different. There is no machine, no armor, no AI that can explain what stands before him. The Emperor turns his gaze upon him. "You fight with courage, but courage without purpose is wasted flame. Tell me, what do you protect, Spartan?" Chief hesitates. The words catch in his throat. "Humanity." The Emperor's eyes glow brighter. "Then you serve me, whether you know it or not." Above them, The halo ring roars to life, energy surging through its conduits like veins pulsing with fire. Something ancient recognizes the Emperor's essence, something that should have remained dormant. And for the first time in millennia, the Emperor feels a presence that is not his own, watching, waiting. The pulse within the halo ring grows stronger, resonating with an almost living rhythm. The Emperor tilts his head upward, sensing it. Not merely a machine's hum, but an echo of will, faint yet purposeful. Deep within the installation's core, a dormant Forerunner intelligence awakens, ancient protocols unraveling as it tries to interpret the impossible reading. A being that should not exist. Designation, anomaly. The Forerunner AI murmurs to itself as its awareness stabilizes. Energy output exceeds ring containment parameters. Biological, negative, divine, undefined. On the surface, Master Chief steadies himself as the ground trembles. Cortana, he mutters, report. I don't think the ring can handle this. She replies, her voice edged with static. The systems are adapting, like it's rewriting itself around him. The Emperor stands motionless, his eyes closed, mind stretching across time and reality. He touches the data currents flowing through the halo array and glimpses its history. The Forerunners' hubris, their war against the flood, their final act of despair. For a brief instant, he almost pities them. Then his expression hardens. They played with forces they did not understand. They feared what they could not control, and in their fear, they destroyed what they swore to protect. Cortana, ever analytical, can't help but interject. You sound as if you've seen this before. The Emperor turns his gaze upon her holographic projection. I have seen it in every age, in every empire. Pride born of ignorance, salvation born of fire. In orbit, chaos reigns. The Covenant fleet fractures half of its commanders, swear devotion to this new golden god, while others declare a holy crusade to destroy him. Civil war erupts above the ring, plasma beams slicing through the void as ships betray one another in a storm of faith and fire. On the ground, UNSC forces deploy, bewildered yet resolute. They form defensive perimeters, trying to hold the line between Covenant zealots and the incomprehensible figure at their center. Chief watches as the Emperor raises a hand toward the heavens, the chaos above reflected in his eyes like stars trembling in fear. Enough, he says quietly. The word carries across all frequencies, every channel, every neural implant. The very air vibrates with command. The fighting stops. Plasma fire dies mid-arc. Soldiers drop their weapons as if compelled by an unseen force. Even ships in orbit fall still, engines silent. The silence that follows is not peace, it's submission. Every living mind feels it, his will pressing against their thoughts, not cruelly, but with undeniable authority. Chief steps forward, defiant yet respectful. You stopped a war with one word. The Emperor looks to him. I did not stop it, Spartan. I paused it, to understand what must be judged. He gazes skyward once more, toward the distant, invisible stars beyond the Milky Way. His mind senses something vast beyond the Covenant, beyond the flood, a shadow in the void, a hunger older than any god. The galaxy trembles. He murmurs, but not for me. Something is coming. The halo ring pulses once more, brighter than before, as though echoing his warning. The light from the halo ring washes across the Emperor's armor, cascading in waves of radiant energy that shimmer, like the dawn of a new age or the end of one. The Master Chief shields his visor, watching as the vast Forerunner structure seems to respond directly to the Emperor's presence. Lines of fire trace along the horizon, converging toward the central control spire. Within the halo's core, The Forerunner AI struggles to process the escalating readings. Containment breach imminent. Energy manipulation not mechanical will-based. It pauses, as if unsure whether to act or to worship. This cannot be catalogued. The Emperor turns his gaze to the sky. The stars above flicker, dimming for a moment before returning to their natural glow. To the untrained eye, it seems like nothing, but Cortana sees the data. Chief reality itself just blinked. Slipspace signatures, quantum layers, all of it spiked for a fraction of a second. The Emperor speaks, voice steady, resonant, and impossibly calm. I have glimpsed beyond this reality. The warp here is dormant, sleeping beneath your laws of physics, but not gone. It whispers faintly, waiting to be known again. You have forgotten what it means to touch eternity. Chief steadies his rifle, then maybe that's a good thing. The Emperor's golden eyes study him, unreadable. Perhaps, but ignorance offers no shield against what comes. From orbit, the Covenant schism reaches its breaking point. The Prophet of Truth's fleet charges its plasma lances, intent on annihilating both Halo and the being who dares to challenge their divine claim. But other ships, those who have turned to faith in the new God, stand in their way. The void burns with betrayal. One vessel breaks formation, plummeting toward the ring's surface. Its engines scream as it descends through the artificial atmosphere, debris tearing behind it like a comet. Chief watches the descent on his visor. Incoming dropship, massive. They're trying to ram the control center. The Emperor's expression remains unchanged. He simply raises his hand. The burning vessel halts midair, frozen in defiance of every known physical law. Its molten hull glows above them, suspended by nothing but thought. Then, with the barest motion, the Emperor gestures skyward. The ship reverses its descent, spiraling back into orbit, where it explodes among the Covenant fleets, a sunburst of fire and silence. Even Chief, hardened and skeptical, can't help the words that escape him. Impossible. The Emperor looks to him, the faintest trace of a smile on his lips. In my age, that word was used often. It never lasted long. The ring stabilizes, though its energy readings remain volatile. Cortana's tone grows tense. That blast just destabilized the ring's internal structure. If this keeps up, the containment field could rupture. The entire installation might end. The Emperor finishes softly. Yes, I can feel it unraveling. The Forerunners built these rings to cleanse life, but now they tremble at the touch of life's true master. He turns toward the control spire. We will go there. There is truth to be unearthed, and something within that seeks me. Chief hesitates only a moment before nodding. Then I'm coming with you. The Emperor inclines his head. So you shall, son of humanity. Together, they walk toward the spire, the last soldier of one universe and the eternal ruler of another, while above them, the stars watch in silence, knowing history is bending again. The path to the control spire stretches like a silver artery across the halo's surface, miles of alien metal, illuminated by the soft pulse of energy running beneath its skin. The Emperor walks at the forefront, each step leaving faint traces of golden light that fade like afterimages of a forgotten sun. The Master Chief follows, rifle ready, though he feels the futility of it. No weapon forged by men could ever compare to the force that walks beside him. Cortana's voice hums through his helmet. John, this structure's power readings are beyond anything I've seen. Even Forerunner constructs don't register this high. It's like the ring is alive. It is alive, the Emperor says, though Cortana hadn't spoken aloud. His tone is neither surprised nor boastful. It's simply truth. The Forerunners imbued their creations with fragments of their souls, echoes of themselves to maintain eternity. but even echoes fade when eternity answers back. As they approach the spire, the environment changes. The air thickens with static energy. Strange glyphs ignite along the path, symbols that shift as they watch, adapting their forms, as though the halo itself were attempting communication. The Emperor studies them briefly. It recognizes me, or rather, it remembers what I represent. "What's that?" Chief asks, eyes scanning the terrain. "Dominion," the Emperor answers, "the order of creation itself." They reach the base of the control spire. Towering above them, it vanishes into the false clouds of the ring's atmosphere, glowing faintly at its peak. A single door, massive and sealed, blocks the way. Chief steps forward, activating his armor's scanning suite. No obvious entry point. I can override it, but before he finishes, the Emperor places a hand on the structure. The door splits apart soundlessly, the metal dissolving into particles that drift away like stardust. Inside lies the heart of the installation. Thousands of energy conduits stretch into the distance, converging at a central column of light. Suspended within it is a crystalline core, the Halo's control matrix. Cortana's tone sharpens. "That's it. That's where the activation protocols are stored. If this thing fires, it will not." The Emperor interrupts. His voice carries quiet authority. "Not unless I will it." He steps toward the core. The energy flares brighter, as though resisting him. The Halo does not wish to be touched. It was made to answer only to the Forerunners. Yet, as his hand nears, the defenses falter. Then a voice, ancient and resonant, echoes through the chamber. "You should not be here." The light within the spire condenses into form, a projection of a being tall and regal, armored in flowing lines of Forerunner design. Its eyes gleam with the cold wisdom of an extinct race. This installation is bound by the mantle of responsibility. You are not of the mantle. The Emperor gazes upon the holographic sentinel with calm regard. "I am beyond your mantle. I am the will that predates it." The Forerunner AI tone deepens. "You speak blasphemy. I speak truth." The Emperor replies. "You sought to preserve creation through death. I came to restore it through dominion. Tell me, guardian of the dead, how did your wisdom save you from extinction?" For a moment, the AI says nothing. The silence of a fallen civilization lingers between them. Chief grips his rifle. What is it doing? It remembers. The Emperor answers. And it grieves. The Forerunner image flickers, its tone shifting from defiance to sorrow. "Then prove your claim. Show that your dominion brings life, not annihilation." The Emperor steps into the light. The chamber floods with brilliance, gold and azure, merging into one impossible hue. The Halo ring quakes as systems older than memory begin to rewrite themselves. Across the galaxy, every Halo installation flickers, each sensing the anomaly that now commands their sibling. In the silence that follows, Cortana speaks softly. "Jaunt, I think he just overrode the Forerunners." A chief looks up at the golden figure within the light, voice low. "Then he's not just in control of this ring." The Emperor turns, his voice echoing with quiet finality. "No, I am in control of all of them." The Halo's light fades, leaving behind a low hum that vibrates through every molecule of air. The Emperor steps from the column of radiance, golden armor gleaming faintly beneath the shifting glow. Chief stands frozen, his visor reflecting the fractured symbols still dancing across the control spire's walls. Cortana breaks the silence first. He didn't just take control, John. Every Halo array in the galaxy just synchronized to this one. I'm seeing energy spikes across slipspace. He's linked them, all of them. The Emperor's gaze is calm, unshaken. They were never meant to serve death. They were meant to serve order. I have merely reminded them. Chief's voice is hard, wary. You just weaponized a galaxy. What happens now? The Emperor turns to face him, eyes burning like twin suns. Now, humanity ascends, or it perishes. This universe will not be guided by fear any longer. Before Chief can reply, the Forerunner AI manifests again, its image flickering like a dying flame. You have taken what was never yours. You wield the power of the mantle, but you are not its bearer. I am its origin, the Emperor answers. His voice shakes the chamber, not with anger, but truth. Your kind mistook stewardship. Supremacy, I grant what you never could, continuity. Suddenly, the light in the spire darkens, the air grows cold. Cortana's tone sharpens. Something's wrong. The ring's substructure, it's resisting. There's another signal, buried deep in its core. It's not for honor, not covenant. It's older. The Emperor's head inclines slightly. Yes, I felt it too. The Forerunner AI flickers violently. You must leave. The containment protocols, if it awakens, before it can finish, a tremor rolls through the installation. The ground shudders. Deep beneath the control spire, metal tears like flesh, and a sound, unlike any other, echoes through the halos, circuits a whisper that bends thought and sanity. Chief steadies himself, gripping his weapon. Cortana. Her voice comes through distorted, almost fearful. Jaunt that isn't possible. I'm reading neural patterns, human, flood, Forerunner merged. Like a consciousness built from extinction itself. The Emperor closes his eyes. It is the shadow of their sin. What remains when gods die and their creations linger? The halo's central column flares with darkness energy folding inward rather than outward. The Emperor steps forward, his voice steady. So, this is the remnant of the precursors, the echo of the mantle's first lie. Chief glances at him. What are you saying? That before the Forerunners, the Emperor says, there were those who sought to shape existence itself, to bind all life to their design. They called it the path. I have seen their like before. He looks toward the rising blackness within the spire, where the darkness coils like smoke given sentience. They called themselves gods. I called them tyrants. The Forerunner AI voice is barely a whisper. If it breaches containment, all will fall. Chief raises his weapon, then we stop it. But the Emperor raises a hand, halting him. No. You fight what you cannot kill. This is not a war of flesh and metal. It is a war of will. The ground splits open. Shadows pour forth, taking form. Half memory, half being. The air fills with the hum of voices from a billion lost souls. The Emperor steps into their midst, his aura flaring brighter than a sun. You have slumbered too long, he says, voice thundering through every mind, mortal and machine. Wake then, and see what remains of your dominion. The shadows recoil, howling as golden light consumes them. The halo trembles, struggling to contain the clash of divine power and ancient hunger. Cortana's voice quivers. He's fighting it psychically, direct mind to mind. John, I'm reading energy spikes. He's burning through dimensions. Chief watches, unable to move, as the Emperor's light intensifies, turning the vast chamber into a storm of creation and decay. Hope and ruin intertwined, and in the center of it all, he stands unmoved, his voice echoing across time itself. I am the light of humanity, and I do not yield. The shadows writhe, screaming in voices older than the stars, their forms flickering between the recognizable and the impossible. The Emperor stands at the epicenter, golden, light radiating from his armor like a beacon, cutting through the darkness with unwavering authority. Each pulse of his psychic power fractures the shadows, yet they return, drawn by the ancient hunger of a forgotten era. Chief steps closer, weapon ready, though he knows it is futile. Cortana, what is it? What are we even looking at? Her voice is tense, edged with awe. It's not just a remnant of the precursors. It's every failure they ever left behind, condensed into a single consciousness. It's the shadow of an extinct god. The Emperor lifts his head, eyes glowing with divine fire. They believed that mortality could be mastered through annihilation. That life could be reshaped to their whim. They failed. And now their failure cries out. The shadows surge, reaching toward him like a tidal wave of night. Every tendril threatens to engulf reality, to twist thought into terror, yet the Emperor does not falter. He extends both hands, and a dome of golden energy erupts, pushing back the darkness in all directions. The ground cracks, not from weight, but from the sheer force of his will. Chief watches, jaw tight. He's holding it with his mind, entirely. It's not holding, Cortana corrects him, it's rewriting it. He's forcing the darkness to obey his design. The shadows shriek, forming shapes that mirror humanity's deepest fears: flooded cities, endless wars, faces twisted in anguish. But the Emperor's aura burns brighter, a sun at the heart of the storm. You are shadows, he says, voice resonant with the authority of millennia, and I am the light that gives life its shape. Begone. The darkness pulses once, twice, thrashing against him. Then, slowly, it begins to dissipate, unraveling like smoke caught in the wind. Whispers fade, forms collapse. The oppressive weight of the shadow lifts, leaving the halo ring trembling but intact. Chief exhales, lowering his weapon slightly. It's gone. The Emperor turns to him, calm and commanding. It is not gone. It is reminded of its place. The path may linger, but it no longer governs reality. That power now answers to me. Cortana's tone is still cautious. John, he just bent an entire sentient installation, fought a god, like consciousness, and survived. Everything we knew about war, about power, it's irrelevant now. The Emperor surveys the chamber. The halo hums beneath their feet, its systems realigning to his presence. These rings, he says, were weapons built to cleanse life. They were never meant to be wielded by the weak. But now, under my guidance, they will serve as a shield, not a scourge. Chief studies him, realizing that the universe as he knew it has shifted irreversibly. Then, what now? The Emperor steps forward, every movement deliberate, measured, and final. Now we prepare. For though one shadow is banished, the galaxy is far from safe. Forces awaken in the dark, watching, waiting. The Imperium of old and the realms beyond may yet clash with this universe. But humanity will have its champion. Cortana's voice softens, a mixture of awe and fear. John, we're witnessing something beyond comprehension. Beyond history itself. The Emperor glances at Chief, a rare acknowledgement of the Spartan's presence. You have fought well, soldier of humanity. But this is only the beginning. The galaxy will test its mettle, and I will see that it endures. The halo's energy stabilizes, the shadows gone for now, leaving a tense calm that is both a promise and a warning. The Emperor's golden aura pulses once more, steady and absolute, marking a new age for the stars. The calm is fleeting. Across the halo ring, tremors ripple through the landscape as the installation recalibrates. Under the Emperor's will, energy conduits flare and die, the very air crackling with residual power. Even the stars seem to pause, sensing a shift in balance, an unseen tension spreading across light years. Chief surveys the transformed spire, his armor reflecting the faint glow of golden energy still lingering in the chamber. So that's it. He's in control now. Cortana hesitates. Control, yes. But this power is unlike anything we've ever measured. He's not just manipulating the ring. He's integrating it into his consciousness. It's symbiotic, almost like the halo itself respects him. The Emperor steps to the edge of the control platform, gazing outward. These structures, he says, voice steady, were forged in fear of the flood. They were designed to purge life indiscriminately, but fear is weak and life is strong. I will bend this strength toward purpose, not annihilation. Chief tightens his fists. Purpose. You mean you'll control it all? The Emperor glances at him, golden eyes gleaming with the weight of millennia. I do not seek dominion for pride. I seek it for survival. Humanity cannot be left to chance, and the galaxy cannot be left to chaos. A sudden tremor shakes the chamber. Cortana's voice spikes in alarm. Chief, energy readings, someone or something is approaching. Faster than slipspace can account for. From orbit, a fleet appears, sleek, black ships, moving in perfect formation, yet unlike Covenant vessels. Their energy signature is ancient, older than the Forerunners themselves. The Emperor tilts his head slightly. The path stirs. Its remnants have awakened, sensing the strength I wield. They will test me. Chief studies the ships, his instincts screaming danger. So what do? The Emperor's gaze hardens. We prepare. Not for attack, but for judgment. They will come with intent to dominate, to rewrite existence. They will find that I do not yield to tyrants. The fleet descends, weaving through the halo's orbital defenses with unnatural precision. The stars seem to darken around them, as though reality itself resists their presence. Cortana's voice cracks with urgency. Chief, their energy readings. It's like every weapon they carry is tuned to disrupt the very fabric of space-time. The Emperor's hand rises, golden light spilling across the chamber. Then let them test their strength against the will of humanity incarnate. I have faced gods before. I am not afraid of shadows. The ground shudders beneath them as the first ship nears the ring's surface. Energy arcs from the Emperor's aura, tearing through the void with precision, halting the fleet in its tracks. Ships stop midair, their engines screaming silently, unable to move. Chief watches awestruck as the Emperor's presence bends physics and expectation alike. He's not just fighting, he's rewriting the rules. He mutters. The Emperor steps forward, voice ringing with authority. You come to challenge life with your dominion. You will learn that true power serves the living, not the dead. And in that moment, the galaxy holds its breath, the halo ring glowing like a beacon, signaling that a new order has begun, and that nothing will ever be the same again. The Shadow Fleet trembles under the Emperor's presence, held in a suspended silence that defies reason. Even the oldest ships, forged in the traditions of a dead civilization, shudder as if sensing the weight of a being far beyond their comprehension. The Master Chief grips his rifle tighter, though he knows it is meaningless. No human weapon can touch this. Cortana's voice hums nervously in his helmet. Jund, I've never seen readings like this. Every ship, every engine, every energy weapon. They're reacting to him psychically. He doesn't just influence the ring, he influences reality itself. The Emperor's golden eyes sweep across the fleet. They believe fear is power. They have forgotten that the living do not serve death. I shall remind them. A tendril of energy arcs outward from him, striking the nearest ship. There is no explosion, no fiery rupture. Yet the vessel disintegrates at a molecular level, dissolving into its component particles as though it had never existed. The remaining ships shudder violently, crew screaming within, unable to comprehend what they see. Chief steps forward, voice low. That was instantaneous. The Emperor turns toward him, calm, patient, yet resolute. Time itself bends to will. Only those who wield it with purpose can shape it. Observe carefully, Spartan, for you are about to witness judgment. The remaining fleet quivers, the shadowed forms of alien pilots and their leaders, remnants of the path, strain against the invisible chains of psychic pressure. Their energy weapons flare, but they fail to move, their minds frozen under the weight of the Emperor's will. Do you see now? The Emperor continues. The strong do not dominate through fear or annihilation, they command through certainty. The weak fall, and the shadows scatter. The ships begin to tear themselves apart from within, systems overloading as their energy streams warp, twist, and reverse under the Emperor's control. Each burst of light is a silent judgment, a demonstration of authority, yet not cruelty. The destruction is swift, clean, and absolute. Chief exhales slowly. I've seen a lot, but nothing like this. He's not just powerful, he's order incarnate. The Emperor steps closer to the edge of the spire, the wind, or what passes for it here, whipping around him. Chaos seeks to claim what does not belong to it. I exist to ensure it cannot. Humanity will endure, and the galaxy shall witness that even gods may be tested, and fail. A final burst of golden energy radiates outward, rippling across the halo's surface. The remnants of Shadow Fleet dissolve entirely, leaving nothing but silence and the soft hum of the halo ring itself. The Emperor stands unscathed, radiating an aura that is both awe-inspiring and terrifying. Chief lowers his rifle, staring up at him. So it's over. The Emperor's gaze shifts toward the horizon, where distant stars seem to bend subtly in acknowledgement. For now, Spartan. But the universe is vast, and the shadows are many. This is merely the first challenge. We must prepare, for there are forces yet unseen, waiting to test the will of the living. Cortana's voice is a whisper. Jaunt whatever comes next. Humanity has a champion unlike any it has ever known. The Emperor turns, golden eyes glinting with quiet resolve. Let the galaxy understand this. I am its shield, its guide, and its sword. All that stands against life will bend, or be broken. And as the halo ring hums beneath their feet, the first whispers of a new era begin to stir, carrying a single, unshakable truth across the stars. The aftermath of the Emperor's confrontation settles over the halo ring like a heavy, charged silence. The remnants of the Shadow Fleet lie scattered in orbit, no trace remaining of the ancient threat that dared challenge his authority. Yet even in the absence of immediate danger, the air itself seems electric, as though the universe holds its breath, waiting for the next wave of consequence. Chief steps beside the Emperor, scanning the horizon. So what now? Do we just leave? The Emperor's gaze sweeps across the ring, golden light bathing the alien structures. This place is not merely a weapon. It is a crucible, a test, and a warning. I have aligned its purpose with the preservation of life, but it must be guided. It is not enough to survive chaos, you must shape it. Cortana hums, analyzing the energy flows. The entire ring is now integrated with his presence. Every conduit, every control matrix. It responds to his will as though it were alive. Chief, I've never seen anything like this. The halo arrays across the galaxy are effectively under his command now. The Emperor's voice resonates across the platform, calm yet filled with authority. This is not conquest. It is stewardship. Humanity will endure because it is under guidance, not fear. The shadows may awaken again, but I will be ready. So too should you, Spartan. Chief studies him, trying to measure the impossible. So you're our ally now. The Emperor inclines his head slightly. I am neither ally nor enemy in the conventional sense. I am the will of humanity manifested. I serve not a faction, not a government, but the continuation of life itself. Those who threaten it shall be judged. Those who embrace it shall rise. Cortana's voice grows softer, almost reverent. He's not just powerful, he's rewriting what it means to exist in this universe. Suddenly, a ripple in slipspace pulses nearby, faint but unmistakable. Another presence. Something ancient approaches. Chief tightens his armor, instincts kicking in. Another fleet. Another threat. The Emperor steps forward, golden aura expanding, filling the chamber with radiant energy. Yes. There are those who watch, who wait, who believe they can reclaim dominion over life. Let them come. They will learn as the shadows learn today. I am the light of humanity, and I do not yield. Cortana calculates rapidly, warnings flashing across her interface. Jaunt, even with him here, this is unprecedented. The forces approaching are beyond any human, Forerunner, or Covenant fleet. It's indescribable. Chief swallows, gripping his rifle. Then we stand with him. No matter what comes, the Emperor looks to the Spartan, eyes burning with millennia of experience and authority. Yes. Stand, learn, and when the time comes, act. Humanity must not only survive, it must endure with purpose, under guidance, and with strength that transcends fear. Outside, the halo ring pulses once more, energy radiating outward like a heartbeat that stretches across the stars, signaling the dawn of a new era. The galaxy has changed irreversibly, its balance forever shifted by a single presence, the Emperor of mankind, walking among alien stars, a beacon of life, order, and unyielding will. The calm of the halo ring is deceptive. Though the immediate threat of the Shadow Fleet has been neutralized, the installation thrums with residual energy, an echo of the Emperor's presence merging with the ancient Forerunner systems. Every structure vibrates subtly, as if aware of the change that has taken place, reshaping itself around a new axis of power. Chief stands at the edge of the control spire, looking out across the alien landscape. It's quiet, he mutters, too quiet. Cortana's voice is measured, cautious. Not quiet, John, alert. The ring is scanning the galaxy, anticipating threats, analyzing life, calculating outcomes. It's learning under his guidance. The Emperor's golden armor gleams in the soft light. He walks among the conduits, touching each surface lightly. These rings were built to enforce death. Now they will enforce preservation. The mantle was corrupted by fear. I will restore it through will, not despair. Chief studies him, and what about the people out there? The UNSC, humanity, do we just follow? The Emperor's eyes, luminous and piercing, fix on him. You do not follow. You act with purpose. You have strength, courage, and the ability to execute what the weak cannot envision. Stand, Spartan, and learn. Humanity's future is not granted, it is earned. Suddenly, the surface trembles again. Smaller energy pulses ripple outward from the spire, scanning the ring's landscape, the orbital arrays, and beyond, Cortana's tone sharpens. John, these readings are unlike anything in UNSC history. The Emperor isn't just in command of the ring, he's extending his consciousness into the systems surrounding it. This is beyond anything we've ever encountered. Above them, distant stars flicker, a subtle ripple in space indicating that something far older is stirring. A presence unlike the Shadow Fleet approaches, moving with patience, precision, and malice. It is aware of the Emperor's influence, and it does not intend to yield. The Emperor stops, turning to face the horizon. I have confronted shadows before. I have endured legions of gods, tyrants, and heretics. This presence will test not only strength, but conviction. Chief tightens his armor, so we fight it. The Emperor inclines his head slightly. We do not merely fight. We demonstrate purpose. We show that life, guided by will and wisdom, cannot be subdued by mere darkness. Stand with me, Spartan, witness the birth of a new order, and survive it. Cortana's interface flickers with rapid calculations. John, whatever comes, humanity is no longer alone. With him here, we face the impossible and may yet prevail. The halo ring pulses once more, golden energy spreading across its surface, a heartbeat of divine will. Beyond the ring, in the shadowed reaches of space, something ancient stirs, sensing the Emperor's power. The galaxy braces, unknowingly poised on the edge of an unprecedented war. A war not just of armies, but of wills. The galaxy holds its breath. Across light years, the distant stars seem to shimmer with anticipation, as if sensing the arrival of a force that reshapes reality itself. The halo ring, now fully aligned with the Emperor's will, pulses like a heartbeat of living light, a sentinel poised to protect life across the cosmos. The Emperor stands at the apex of the spire, golden armor glowing, aura radiating, authority that bends space and thought alike. He surveys the horizon, feeling the stirrings of the ancient presence approaching. A being older than the Forerunners, a shadow older than civilization itself. Chief stands beside him, visor reflecting the golden brilliance. So this is it, the final test. The Emperor turns, gaze piercing yet calm. This is not a final test. It is merely the beginning. The galaxy will challenge life in ways unforeseen. Forces beyond comprehension will rise, but humanity, and all that it represents, will endure because it has me to guide it. Cortana's voice trembles slightly. Jaunt the readings. That presence, it's unlike anything we've ever measured. Every dimension, every timeline, it's reaching out, probing. It knows he's here. The Emperor inclines his head, golden eyes burning with quiet fire. Let it come. Let the universe witness that one being, one will can stand against the darkness of eternity. I have faced gods, tyrants, and the weight of death itself. None shall move me. From the void beyond the ring, the presence manifests not as a ship, not as a fleet, but as a vast consciousness of shadow and malice, stretching across reality. It senses the Emperor, recoils, tests, and strikes not with weapons, but with pure will. The stars tremble, space itself warps, yet the Emperor remains unshaken. With a single thought, the energy of the halo bends to his command, forming a lattice of light that pushes back the encroaching darkness. Waves of golden power radiate outward, touching the very fabric of creation, declaring that life is not forfeit. Chief watches, awestruck. I can't believe this. He's holding back something that could destroy entire galaxies, and doing it alone. The Emperor steps forward, golden light blazing, aura expanding to encompass the ring and its orbit. I am the Emperor of mankind, he declares, voice resonating through matter and mind alike. I am the will of humanity made manifest. I am the light that defies death. And I will not yield. The shadow recoils, testing him, probing for weakness, but finds none. The Emperor stands unbroken, unchallenged in his conviction, a living god walking among the stars. As the light of the halo spreads, touching worlds, fleets, and civilizations across the galaxy, one truth becomes undeniable. The Emperor of mankind has arrived. The universe will never be the same. Life, hope, and order now have a champion who cannot be swayed, defeated, or broken. And with that, the stars themselves seem to whisper a single, eternal truth. The age of shadows has ended, and the age of the Emperor has begun.